What's going on, people? So today I'm doing one of my little rapid fire sessions of video after video after video after video after video, right? Because it's 5. So either way, it's Asics Day, right? So doing all these things. Side of the box, this is the one that we're talking about. The video I recorded right before this one, which may or may not be the video that was uploaded and released before this one, was this. This over here was a Nimbus 24. This is the Nimbus 25, right? I have it out just so I can do a quick side-by-side showing you guys how things have changed over the year. But either way, let's go ahead and get on into this, right? What color is this? They call this Lime Zest. Lime Zest? What is that? What does that even mean? This right here is the Asics Gel-Nimbus 25 in Lime Zest, according to the box. So, let's go ahead and look at the bottom, huh? Down there, what you're looking at is a pretty standard outsole, nothing too crazy about it, mostly because of the way the coloring is. It's very lime zest, right? But one thing I'll mention, and it's a thing that I've mentioned 2 times in the past, and we'll mention 1 time again after this, somewhere around here it says AHAR, right? That's their little outsole rubber stuff. It's supposed to be 3 times more durable than the original version. It's kind of like a really good tire, you know, so when you're out there on whatever terrain, these will give you more durability over time, meaning you can wear them longer as long as the upper holds, which it should. Anyways, moving along, looking over here, midsole things and whatnot. So the midsole on these, there's a lot going on here. There really is. Kind of reminds me of like when they started doing like the Ultra Boost 21s and stuff. So there's that. If it's not a look for you, hey, it's not a look for you. I'm not going to try and sell you on it. I'm not even a huge fan of it personally, right? But either way, also down in here, you do have this pure gel thing going on. So it seems to me that pure gel has replaced the IGS that they had on the Kayanos and these here, not Nimbuses over here, right? So I couldn't really find a whole lot about it, but I only looked briefly and it seemed to just be doing a lot of the stuff that it was doing. So that's probably what's going on. Could be wrong. There's a whole comment section down below. You can correct me down there. Now what you don't see, at least oh, here it is. What you may not have seen up in the front there, it does say Flight Foam Blast Plus, right? So FF Blast. But the thing it doesn't say is Eco. And the difference is that on here, this whole Flight Foam thing, there's a certain amount of it that is made out of like recycled materials or whatever, whereas this one was not. So therefore it's all like eco-friendly, it's sustainable. So you got like the little eco thing on the top of the box, right? And even down in there, right? So if you remember my Earth Day video from whenever I made that Earth Day video, same sort of deal, right? Anyways, more pictures. So, looking at these, what you're seeing is a whole lot of lime zest, right? Because that's all there really is going on here. I mean, you do have a little bit of silverish color on the side making up the logo and the 25, but that's pretty much it. Otherwise, you're just looking at a very, very bright colored shoe, which is honestly why I bought it, because I like bright colored things every so often, and these definitely fit that. So here we are, right? But I'm not going to go too deep into this because I don't want to, honestly. It's a running shoe, it's meshy and all that stuff, right? You see it, so I'm not going to talk about it. The one thing that I will mention, though, is up here, this piece around like the sock iron and stuff, it's weird because like when you're wearing it, like this part is up against your feet or your ankle, and then you have this outer rim type thing that's just kind of like there. It's just a weird look to me. I noticed it when I put them on. I was like, oh, that's odd. But either way, I just bring that up because I feel like it's something to talk about. But anyways, another thing we're talking about is my personal thoughts on these. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Personally, I'm on board with like the color of these, right? Am I on board with the look of them? That's still up in the air. I want to see some more colors. Like they've released a decent number, like a dozen or so, and none of them have been great to me. And sometimes it just takes the right color to make you really appreciate a certain model, and they haven't quite done that yet. I really like this color, but even it's not quite selling me on this model as a whole, right? So there is that piece of it. So again, like I said in the beginning, if you're looking at these and you're thinking like, I don't think I like these, don't worry about it. There's plenty of options out there for things that will do similar stuff for you and look better doing it, and maybe even be cheaper. More than likely also be cheaper, because these are new, so the discounts haven't really hit them too hard yet. But don't let me distract you from like buying these or whatever. Like if it's something you want, like don't listen to me. I'm just a simple farm boy from Iowa. What do I know, right? I'm just here saying what I think about these from my perspective and trying my best not to sway anybody to or from these. But I've said what I needed to say, I kind of feel like. So there it is. If you see me with another pair of these, that means I was sold on them and felt the inclination to buy another one. And if this is the last one, well, there you go. So past that, one of the things that other people come here for, past my own ramblings, sizing, right? So let's talk about some sizing, huh? Sizing wise, I bought these in a 9.5 because a lot of running shoes tend to fit me true to size, right? And that's my true to size size. If you put your foot in that little metal thing or whatever, that's what it told me. And I've been going with it for years. So here's the thing. These fit like I expected them to, which is cool. They feel pretty good, honestly. Like I have no complaints about them. I thought it was going to feel a little awkward wearing them or whatever. But no, not really. So that's cool. It's the same thing I had with the Ultra Boost 21 or 22 or anything like that. Once you get them on, they feel fine. So that's cool. Now, past that though, like the upper feels pretty good and all that stuff, so that's nice. They do have that weird look when I look down at them. And one of the other things is like if you do happen to have a pair of these, they should hold up pretty well. The upper's feeling like it will. And they do have that extra durability down there on the bottom with like that AHAR super fancy rubber type stuff. So if you do get a pair of these, like because again they do ask a fair amount for their retail price, I think like $160 or so. But if you do opt to buy them, I feel like you should have them for a while. How they'll hold up over running and all that good stuff for like the miles upon miles, that is kind of yet to be seen for some people because again they're not super old and not everybody bought them as soon as they came out. But Asics has a pretty good track record for doing things right when it comes to running shoes, so I'm going to assume that these will hold up pretty fine as well, right? But you can probably take your past Asics experience and pass that on to these. Though I will say I did see a lot of people speaking very positively about these when they first came out, talking about how it's like the best running shoe or whatever. So it must do something right. Also, one of the things that I noticed in the past when I looked at Nimbuses versus Kayanos, the Nimbus was always kind of like squishy and bouncy or whatever, at least when you're running, right? So I didn't prefer them in that way, but walking in them, you don't notice it as much because, it's a different motion, right? That's why it's called walking versus running. They use different terms when it's different things. So all that stuff that some people might be talking about, if you're not buying these for running, don't worry too much about all that other stuff. If you're buying these for just straight up casual wear, if you just like work in an office or a hospital or something, you're just walking around, you should be good. So take that, do whatever. Past that, I don't think there's too much really else to say. I've rambled a bit, so I'm done. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I don't have anything else to say about these, I don't think. So yeah, sure, why not? We're gonna move on to video number 4 or 5, which is these right here. So later, people.